Good morning, everybody. This is our astrology weather forecast for the 27th of April 2025, and we have got a lot going on today. Hey, Anna. Good morning, everybody. So, we've got the new moon in Taurus occurring today, and it's getting right into the middle of this ongoing T-square that the sun has been involved with Mars and Pluto for what, 3 or 4 days. Hey, Michael. So there's a pile up, a a a, a brewing energy that is reaching a crescendo. We had a type of crescendo with the sun coming into the midpoint between Mars and Pluto. And now we have another crescendo, which is it's more crescendo-y. It's louder. It has more force with the moon coming to join the party. So we are looking at what are we not owning? Ownership and possession, Taurus stuff, senses, sensuality. But there's this added layer here because we have Moon and Sun squaring Pluto, Mars opposite Pluto. So there's this complexity. We're looking at the underneath, the underpinning, the true raw motivations, what's really going on within us that we haven't been owning. And we've been pointing the finger outside of ourselves or projecting outside of ourselves or looking outside of ourselves for the reason, the excuse, the external influence that has been keeping us under its thumb. So this has a lot of social and political implications as well, this particular cycle. And it is a point of a lot of people falling out of love with the figures, relationships, situations, conditions, people, places, and things that have facilitated or encouraged that type of identification of threat outside of ourselves. What has encouraged projection or used projection? Because that opposition between Mars and Pluto is where, in itself, we have to look at where we cut corners in terms of not taking responsibility for our aggression, our own anger, uh, our libido, or that we're looking at how our own inability to control or know ourselves has resulted in some self-destructive outcomes that look like the right it looks like the right mode of self-protection at the time. Mars Pluto oppositions, we have to examine the why and the way when it comes to how we are furthering our own agenda. Is it good for us and is it good for others? So there is a taking responsibility on a larger level for aggressive projections. there's a softening that's coming in because there's a realization that you have to take responsibility for the kind of changes and progress that you want to see. If you're trying to make that happen oppositionally, then we're giving away our power. We're giving away the ability to respond in ways that make sense. We're saying that unless you are different, unless you change, unless you apologize, unless you do what I want, unless you give me the relationship I want, unless you become who I need you to be, I cannot get better, move forward, grow, solve this, heal. I'm waiting for you. You're the problem. And it keeps us in a position where we can have our ego totally protected, but it doesn't allow actual growth or much truth to permeate that armor. So, this is a particularly humiliating lunation event for a lot of people. And just righteous humiliation. It's the kind that comes with realizing that maybe I've been wrong, or maybe I need to see things in a more full, complete way. The scope of our vision can widen, and we accept more, better, life affirming information, then we can act on that. But it's a massive werewolf moment regarding the consequences of personal selfishness and aggression. So the push towards harmonizing, cooperating, working with, instead of working against, trying to rub out, stamp out, oppress, or just entirely get rid of the opposition, we can realize the fruitlessness and the self destructiveness of that, and that it does behoove us to cooperate rather than compete. So I'll come in and talk about this later on. I have a class I'm teaching, and then after that, this afternoon, I'll come in and talk about this a little bit more, take questions, and pop into my YouTube membership group as well. Have a good day.